today has been a day of League of Legends, and it's been insane. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I said we got bangers coming in from the start. We had some 4th of July, we had some Guy Fawkes night, we've had some Bonfire night, which is actually the same night if you're not from the UK. But it's a sentiment, right, where this has been mad. You know, if I was a Dragon Ball Z character right now, I'm Goku, okay? We hit KO Ken at the first game. Then we went to Super Saiyan after the CGA Burnicle. Now we're on Super Saiyan 2 after V3 versus Axis. It's about to go Super Saiyan 3 for this last game. DFM versus Sengoku, people. This is insanity. This is for number 1 position. If DFM do not beat Sengoku here, they may not be going as the top seed into playoffs, which is absolutely massive and insane to say. But I know you guys are ready with some stats. RMC, what are you saying about this game?
Well, this game, like you said, it's a battle for the top. It's also sort of a preview for the potential juggernaut match here. If we look back to both of these teams, day one, Sengoku won the game. And not only did they win it, they won 11-0. DFM could not find a single kill. Come day 11, the rematch, DFM returned the favor, just absolutely smacked Sengoku 17-1 here with their performances. One thing I do want to highlight, or two things I want to highlight. One is the game times. When DFM lost, they dragged the game out 38 minutes. It was not an easy loss. When Sengoku lost, it was much, much faster. So Sengoku is not a team that really knows how to lose gracefully. The other interesting thing, and this one will make Melvin Izzo very happy, Sengoku won with Honey. They lost with Vital. And coming into game 3 here, I think it's still Vital on today here, J-Real, but honestly, if ever there's a game to sub Honey back in, this is it.
Damn, RMC is bringing the drama. This got even more spicy. Yo, Echo KO, what do you make of this?
Yeah, I mean, hey, he's just hyping it up. I'm all for it, honestly. And I mean, this is such a crucial matchup, like you said, right? And it's like you're going these two top tier, right? Juggernauts, heavy hitters, the biggest boys in the industry, going head to head. You got to bring out all it's suns out, guns out, baby. You know, it's just how it is.
It is suns out, guns out, and we'll see who is blazing because this is such a big match right now. This is absolutely monumental. And we talked about Honey in the bot lane. Obviously, Vital has been putting up big numbers as well. They've not been established by any means, but this is DFM that we are talking about. This is not just a random team in the league. This is the team in the league. And their bot lane is no slouch. Utapon is a bit of a carry, if you can call it that. Sometimes it's even more than that because he's just a one-man army. RMC, do you feel like bot lane is the place to play if you are Sengoku, or do you need to adjust your strategy?
So, Jiro, when I prep for my games, a lot of times I'll pull up individual stats for players, especially I'll be looking at top 4 in every given stat here. And then I put them in a nice little table. On my table right now, Utapon and Vital, the bot laners for both of these teams have the longest list of, top 5 positions right now. So, in other words, hell yes, Jay. We're looking at the bot lane. You put your resources into Utapon when Utapon carries. Yes, you can carry from every lane on the side of DFM here, but Utapon has been the best performer on this team. Highest average kills of all players in the entire league right now. And that's on a day where we've got a Penta and a Quadra here. I want to see Utapon on Sivir. He hasn't played it yet. Neither has Vital. But I want to see Utapon on Sivir, and I want to see another Pentakill.
Sivers have been getting wins, Sivers do equal wins, apparently, according to LJL Day 16. Looking at the top side, though, because we talk about bot side, but you have to talk about top side, man. It's Ebby. The guy, Ebby, the MVP from last split, the top laner that is the top laner of top laners, Echo KO. Paz, how is he going to be able to stand up to Ebby in today's match?
It's gonna be rough. It's like you said, he's the top of top laners, right? Doing top lane things, raining down fury. The champ pool is an absolute ocean. The skill is just immaculate. He's gonna need. I think Paz is gonna need some assistance. He's gonna have to call up his boy once and be like, "Hey, get up over here, man. We got to do something about this menace." Because if you leave him unchecked, it doesn't matter what you put Evie on. He's still gonna look absolutely disgusting.
And you talk about the junglers as well. Once has had an amazing split. You know, I feel like he's really risen up in the jungle ranking. I feel like he's really performed super well. Steel has always been a very, very solid pick, a very good jungler, but has once now started to eclipse Steel.
Oh, I think that saying he's eclipsing Steel is a bit of a stretch here, J-Real. He's good.
Okay.
And on day one, once was the key figure to actually winning that particular matchup. I know MVP went to Honey, but once was the one who got everything really rolling on that match here. So I do think it's very important. But I also want to highlight the interesting thing about this matchup is both of them, when they met up once in Steel, they played Wukong and Viego. Day one, once played Wukong, won. Day 11, it was Steel who played the Wukong and won. So if anything, what I'm learning from this is Wukong B1 might actually be worth it for these teams.
Wukong B1 is definitely one to consider. And then the other half of the jungle mid duo. Two laners that probably don't need too much introduction, but Jett versus Yahorong. Obviously, Jett has been an absolute storm. Echo KO, again, back on the solo laners. What do you make of this mid lane matchup, though?
That's the thing, right? Yeah, I mean, Yahorong, he's kind of the unkillable demon king, it feels, of the LJL, right? It's like this man, we literally had to hype it up on cast when he did end up dying to Burning Flare. I just want to point that out. But I'm just saying, because it was such a huge factor. This man doesn't die. This man doesn't take L's, bro. So it's like, this is it. Like, if you want to show up, right, this is the time to do it. Take out Yahorong. Take him out in the 1v1. You have my eternal respect.
Yeah, and on the other hand, I feel like Jett's the other end of the spectrum. If Yahorong's the unkillable demon king, Jett is the god of slaughter here. Highest average kills on mid laners. Second highest solo kills, 6 solo kills. If anybody's going to kill Yahorong, it should be Jett.
All right, well, here we go. You know the score. It's game 4. There will be no more. Which team is going to make some LJL lore? Let's get into this final game. Echo KO, RMC for the final time today.
All right, let's go. The final banger for today is getting underway, and already seeing a couple of bands come out. Before I even talk about the bands, though, I'm just going to say that B1 Wukong is available, RMC. There it is. There it is. Come on. Don't do it. It's like, there it is, baby.
Did it. Okay,
there it is.
Okay, so DFM win this, right? Game's over. We can go back.
We can just head on back to J-Real. You know, I don't think there's too much more to talk about. But hey, regardless, checking out the bands here. DFM, right, taking the Tom, taking the Silas, and as well as the Kalista off the table here, keeping it very varied. And I mean, I feel like this is, in comparison, right, to our previous game with V3 and Access. These are teams where you can't really, I feel like, you know, send all your bans onto one person, like we saw where they just banned out a bunch of supports, right? Because it's like on Sengoku, everyone's kind of a menace, everyone's kind of a carry, and so you have to, I feel, you know, vary up your bans.
Yeah, and the same is for DFM, right? They're the emperors of Japan, of the LJL, for a reason here. They're really incredibly good at playing the game, and oh my goodness, Echo, I asked for Wukong, I asked for Silver. Is DFM gonna make all my dreams come true?
They're listening, dude. They're listening. They're looking to make your day, man. It's a certified banger alert. J-Real told you so, and if you didn't listen, I told you now once again, because this is going to get spicy, man.
Okay, all I need now to make my day complete is a pentakill from Yusuf on here. But for now, I do want to highlight, because we see the very early Nar pick, and I already highlighted, it's got less than a 40% win rate right now. You're giving Ebby early counter pick, and we're seeing the Gwen come through very, very early on here. So for Sengoku, I'm not a fan of the way they're drafting right now, the order they're drafting, and this is giving DFM so much more space to play with their rosters here. And now they're looking for a support and a mid laner, and I feel like support-wise, Sivir pairs with anything, so you can't really ban her out. And if you're looking to ban out mid lane, Yahorong's champion pool is pretty big here. So is Jett. So if anything, I'm expecting to see a pinch into AD carry position from DFM to really punish Vital out. And I'd love to see, you know, a Jinx ban come through, maybe a Zeri ban as well, so that you don't have options to try and match the Sivir in the late game.
Already we're seeing the Renata being taken off the board. They're no real surprise. Definitely want to take some of these stronger supports off the table. It's like you said, though, really the Sivir can pair into anything that is going to be in Harp's repertoire here. So I'm not too worried for him, as DFM they're taking their time deciding what they're looking to ban out here. Like you said, probably going to opt to take a couple more mid laners off the board here. I'm actually gonna opt here for the Draven. Don't want to see that on the Rift, and that's understandable.
Okay. Yeah, I think Draven is incredibly strong. Probably the premier early game AD carry right now. If played properly, it's nigh impossible to lose that lane. If played properly, though, Echo, because there's a lot of bloodlust when people pick up Draven and they tend to overextend. And I expect to see, like I said, another AD carry ban to come through. It's interesting, though, that they are, not banning out the Jinx and Zeri. I feel like those two are sort of the premier late game skillers. And if you're going for the early game, Kalista and Draven are already off the board. If you want to continue indexing to that, I feel like the only one left is maybe a Tristana.
That could be as well here, as this final ban should be coming out from DFM shortly. And you can see even they're not sure what they want to take off the board. So many choices, so many decisions to be made as we're waiting for that final ban to come out. Are they going to opt to take that Jinx off the table? Maybe go for a mid laner. It is going to indeed be the mid lane. They want to take the Victor off, want to get rid of some of that scaling potential.
Yeah, and Victor is actually a really good answer into Sivir, just because she's fairly short range as far as AD carries are concerned. And Chaos Storm kind of messes up your spell shield as well, since it reapplies at regular intervals. So it's a wise choice to take that out, and they're really trying to pinch in terms of Sengoku's ability to try and match your late game skilling when you already have a Gwen, when you already have a Sivir to come through. Now, okay, I like this change from Sengoku. I was going to say, if you pick that Zeri here, I really don't like that matchup. We've seen it so many times here in the LJL, and it just feels like it doesn't work. It is so heavily Sivir favored in terms of your ability to output damage in team fights. And Zeri, yeah, you're kind of longer range, but it's hard to land the Qs on such a mobile champion like the Sivir here. So I think Aphelios, the red-white, is a much more reliable combo if you're trying to match damage, and you can potentially look to outrange. We've seen some incredible Infernal pops today.
Oh my god, I'm actually really liking this more pick as well. What's better than one spell shield RMC? 2 spell shields. Why not? And I mean, also, I was as much as obviously it wouldn't have been kind of the best pick, right, to pick up that Zeri for Sengoku, it would have been kind of funny because I feel like we would have seen like the V3 comp pretty much coming out like on Sengoku. That would have been really fun to see. But regardless, the Aphelios, and they are hovering the Irelia. Curious if they are going to lock that in, though. Gonna be oh, yo, no, dude, this is not. I can't. I'm speechless. Lock it in, my boy, dude. This is the match for the ages. That's all I've got to say, RMC.
Echo, I swear they set us up for these games in matches. They know where we're going to be on opposite sides every freaking time. And now, like, they just to make sure we weren't both on the DFM hype train here, Echo, they had to pick your boy for Sengoku. I like it a lot more than the Irelia. You did need to split the damage profile, if not, to have open physical damage. And Echo into Talia, that is a matchup I am utterly unfamiliar with. I would imagine that Talia would be okay in terms of being able to mess with that phase dive from Echo coming through, but at the same time, I feel like the burst potential from the Echo is absolutely massive and can pop the Talia if you ever catch her off guard, especially when you pair it with something like a Poppy, which could provide the CC you need.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky, right? Because obviously, it's going to really come down to, I feel like, that timing. Because like you said, right, the phase dive into that Unravel Earth. If you do it too late, you're going to get stunned. If you do it I feel like just right on time, you should be able to get that blink off and get close enough where you don't have to worry about it too much. And like you said, the moment that he gets on top of the Talia, should be done and dusted. And I'm excited to see it, right? We talked about how this is your chance, right? This is when you got the unkillable Demon King going up against the Demon Slayer himself, right? So, I mean, what better of a matchup, honestly, to do it?
Yeah, it's funny. You talk about timing here, Echo, when we're talking about the boy who broke time. So, if anything, Jet's got the hands to manage this, and I am so looking forward to this. Now, I will say, Yaharong has not died a single time this Sengoku gaming. So, as much as we're hyping up this Echo pick, it might not actually really impact the mid lane matchup too much. If anything, this is a dive threat you need to push off the Sivir. We just watched Axis versus V3, so we know what happens when you don't have a dive threat here, and they needed this dive threat to come through. So if anything, I'm watching for Jet to be hunting for Utapon, and Utapon double spell shields. Will it be enough here is going to be the big question come team fights.
Ooh, that definitely is going to be. Oh, he's even rocking the Prestige Star Guardian skin. Respect to Jet. I won't lie, I'm becoming more and more of a Jet fan as time goes on. I gotta chill.
Yeah, well, you know what, Echo? Let's hype this one up. There's no need to chill. This is the Juggernaut match. That's true. This was the finals of last split, or was it? Yeah, I think it was the finals of last split. But it's likely to be the finals of this split, the way teams have been going here. And it's 1-1. It's not like one team has dominated the matchups we've been seeing so far. And I want to highlight too that these games between these two teams have been stompy. The teams who gets ahead knows how to close games out here. So if that's the case, I'm expecting to see a lot more action in the early game compared to what we've seen for the rest of today. Everything's been kind of passive. This one shouldn't be. Really, 84%.
Wow. Oh my. Yo, the Blitzkrieg guy is just absolutely set. He knows what's going down apparently. So I mean, if DFM win, then okay. 54%. That's still pretty high. I'm not gonna lie. That's still pretty high. Not giving him a lot of respect, but gotta respect that level 2 gank that might be coming out from Super. Look at that. He's just, I mean, his half of his body is already outside of the bush. He is just ready. The moment that Vital gets just a bit too close, Steel is looking to go in. Here they go, looking to move in the flash. Oh my God, the prediction! This man is a god! This man is a god heart! You legends, you are the support we need, we deserve, and I don't even care that you missed that cue because the first one was just godlike.
Oh my goodness, DFM. I love them so much. They've been playing the early game so much. And we just said they're going to have some sort of early game action. Steel with a level 2 gank on a Wukong. How often do you see that?
God, what?
And then that prediction. Oh my goodness. That prediction, that shot right there has been the best skill shot all day long. The way they threw it out. And it even came out even before the flash started. So that's how you know it's a prediction. In replay, in slow-mo, you saw Harp through it before Vital flash. And where, to be fair to Vital, like, where else were you gonna flash, right? Anywhere else kind of puts you in range of Steel.
Yeah, no, that was, man, it was beautiful, honestly. I have no words for it except that was very nice to see. Very clean cut. Once we look into this mid lane here, looking like Jet actually maybe gonna look to find some. Nah, it's just gonna go ahead and looking to place down some vision here top. As to be expected right now, Evie shoving in this wave right now. We do see Steel just chilling, slowly but surely pivoting up into this top side here. It's Evie. It's just, I mean, Evie doing everything's really. He doesn't care about you. It's his lane at all times.
Yeah, Ebby is the undisputed king of the top lane for a reason here. And in day one, yes, Paz did win that matchup, but that was Ebby, on a Kale, and that was Paz with a lot of jungle help to punish. On the Gwen this time, it's much rougher. Gwen has a favorable matchup into the Gnar, and I am worried because if Gwen is bullying you pre-6, come post-6, there is kill threat. Now, once looking for this bot side here, but the question is, can Vital shove fast enough? Yutapon just, Yaharon, just burnt teleport into the mid lane, so only Ebby could respond, and Paz is trying to pressure and make sure that doesn't happen.
Yep, gonna look to get that third Paz prop, but we're gonna have to wait and see what's going on there for now. Jet on his way down as well. Maybe they're gonna look for some kind of a dive to go. Oh yeah, they definitely are, but you have that double spell shield, and they are spooking them off a little bit. So the question is it really going to happen? And I think Jet realizing that odds are it's not going to come to fruition, so he's just going to head on back. Got that purple gun on Harp, though. Harp is not scared to move.
Space?
That's huge. So the seismic ground shift is going to go ahead and make sure that there's nowhere for Vital to go. Down he goes. Harp barely missing the dark binding there onto NT, and so overall they're able to just turn that thing around.
And that was Sengoku overstaying a little bit here. I think they felt the pressure. We harped so much on how these teams, right? 11-0, 17 and
I'm sorry.
I go. Harp's on my mind, man. That first binding is just, it's living in my head rent free right now. But we touched on 11-0, 17-1. The teams know how important it is to get the early lead. And if anything, I think Jet actually moving here gave it away. There's a ward right there with spotted Jet coming through, and the mid lane kind of called it. Now, the bot side, I want to highlight that Yutapon doesn't even miss the siege minion on this wave here. Actually picks it up, and Sengoku overstaying allows Yutapon to cut back in as well to back up this play. So DFM, they move later, but they're more efficient. And Sengoku, it feels like more haste, less speed in this situation right now. If you can't just rush these setups here. I know the early game's important, but it's going to cost you if you make mistakes.
Yeah, definitely, as we just saw there, if that was any indication. But regardless, it's only 2 kills at the moment. We see some good movement coming out. Both of them going into the hands of Steel as well. So he's definitely going to, those denting blows are definitely going to start hurting sooner than later. But it's, there's still plenty of time to make things happen here for Sengoku. Still got a lot of opportunities coming their way.
Yeah, I mean, we say it's only 2 kills, Echo, but like you said,
Yeah.
there's plenty of time yet, right? We're only 6 minutes into the game. Any other teams that we'd be saying, oh, this is tons of action, but this is Sengoku, this is DFM, this is why we were so hyped for this Juggernaut match. It's not just the 2 teams at the top of the table, it's the 2 teams that ran away with the top of the table. Until the second round robin, these teams only lost to each other. Now, Sengoku has lost the game to SoftBank Hawks Gaming as well, so they are not quite as dominant as they were back in round robin 1, but that's not for lack of early action here. So it looks like they're gonna keep on going. They're starting up the dragon, but Poppy really slow to take this, and considering they don't have prio bot side, this is a little bit risky.
Yeah, definitely is, and I think it brings up a great point that we didn't touch as much on as the desk on the desk. Excuse me. It's just the fact that DFM, they took that one loss against Sengoku, and then after that, they just looked like they got stronger and stronger and stronger. While Sengoku, on the other hand, not necessarily looking weaker per se, but they do end up taking that one critical loss against the Hawks. And Paz about to take the loss here against Evie, unless he can jump over him. Not gonna find it though.
No,
and
he
Paz
can't.
is about to eat the dirt. Last time around, we saw the little critter getting absolutely hammered. This time around, he's getting snipped with the scissors.
39% win rate, Echo. I'm just saying. Blinding Nar ain't the thing. I know this is the LJL. I know this is their favorite mascot character, but still, it ain't working. And now, for Sengoku, you've got problems. Bot lane losing. Vitals died twice. Top lane losing. Died once. And that's solo kill. No ganks, nothing right now. Ebby just straight up winning that 1v1. There's a lot of pressure on Jet's shoulders to be able to perform and carry. And yeah, he's pumping out damage, but is it going to be enough?
That's the question. Yeah, he's definitely looking for it. Knows when to back off, though. And yeah, it's like you said, a lot of pressure mounting up. You got to make something happen. And it's not the easiest thing when you're going up against Yaharong, who is infamous for not dying.
Yeah. Now, lane swap coming through for Sengoku. They are trying to pick up the pace with the Herald here. Okay, I was like, are they leaving this? They shouldn't.
That was been a bit of a troll. They just left it.
Yeah, just both of them walked away at the same time. I was like, okay. They're just pulling it out. And for DFM, oh my goodness.
Wow. That is insane here. Paz not going to go down without a fight. So doing actually quite a lot of damage. Hart needs to run for his life. One more hit should do it, but he's not going to find it. And now Yurtapon looking to train things around. No. He still goes down. No way. Meanwhile, top lane Jet trying to hunt down Steeler. Not quite going to be able to get him too close to the turret. As Evie maybe looking to move in. Doesn't have that needlework available. So definitely not seeing an avenue where he looks to go in on that one.
Okay, Paz, we see you. We see you. You might lose to Evie, but you ain't losing to anybody else. That boomerang over the wall to be able to find Harp was absolutely nutty there. And it felt like a little bit of over-aggression. We are seeing the top side where Steel did attempt to steal this here. Does he get it? Yeah, he did.
That's dirty. How can you do my boy like that? Hits him with the clone, baits out the keeper's verdict, grabs the Herald too. I mean, that's just typical DFM fashion.
The man's name is Steel for a reason, right? Like, he's really good at securing these here. Really well played. Jet getting punished a little bit should be fine, unless Harp.
Yep. Hello, Gravit's going to go drop down. Give him the shield. Is it going to be enough, though, to keep him alive? I don't know if it will be. Still has Chrono Breaker available, trying to hold for the last second. But it's still going to go down. There's just too many members there. And Jet is going to eat the dirt.
I love this right now. It feels like every time somebody makes a misplay somewhere, they try and redeem themselves somewhere else. At least for the side of DFM. Harp, dies bot side and she's like, okay, hold up 1 second. I'll just go mid, reset a little bit, help Yaharong out. Now, it is unfortunate Harp did pick up the kill there off the Tormented Soil because Jet did walk back into it. It's not great on the Morgana, but hey, it's better than nothing else. And bot side, not only did DFM get the Herald, they actually got 2 plates. Uchpon did manage to take that down as well here. So DFM's starting to run away with the game a little bit here, Echo.
Yeah, and I mean, this is pretty consistent for, the matches that we see between these two teams. It's like we talked about. Every single time these teams have gone against each other, it's always been absolutely action-packed, and it's always been somewhat of a stomp. Now, not necessarily a stomp just yet, but 4-1, about to maybe be 5-1 if Paz isn't careful. It's definitely following that same kind of pattern.
Yeah, not a stomp yet, Echo. I completely agree with that, but we're getting to the state right now where if Sengoku take a picture, that thing's probably going to be on the front page of WikiFeed. So, got to be a little bit careful here if you're Sengoku Gaming. And I'm looking to figure out what they want to do here. And I almost feel like their best sort of decision at this point is actually to kind of sit back a little bit, wait till your first mythics come through and then look for a play coming from Jet and Once, especially into this bot lane. Vital is still a great playmaking tool with a lot of utility, especially when Gravitum is at the ready.
Yeah, especially like right now, where Jet's still having that Hextech alternator. It still hits hard in this early stages where you're not that tank, you don't have that many resistances built up, but this turret doesn't have as many resistances as it would need to survive this Herald crash. I don't think it should take the first 2 plates out, and maybe they're going to look to take it out completely once Vital and NT all stand in guard, but they just take that thing out real quick, and it's looking like they're not going to be able to grab themselves that tier 1 just yet. Gonna have to wait a little bit longer. But maybe they're gonna find the kill on Once here. We see the Cyclone getting dropped down as well, but because that Dark Binding doesn't connect, they're gonna opt to just back off instead. And honestly, I respect it. Don't want to risk anything. Don't want to give over any kills.
I will say, I think in terms of Dark Bindings landed, Harp is below 50% right now.
He doesn't want to matters.
Camera.
He doesn't want to matters.
Every time it lands, you know, something happens, right? The first one landed, they got first blood. They land another one mid lane, gets a kill. Land one here. It should be Dragon here for DFM, but TP, is Sengoku looking to contest this?
It might just be. They might just indeed try to. It's a little late to contest it itself, but maybe they could pick up a kill or 2 here if they could find something. Paz is here. We see the ulti Kenny dropped out, trying to throw Evan to the wall. Doesn't quite have the range. Just kind of like bumps into the wall a little bit. Just like, oh, that hurt a little bit, but okay.
Did it? Evie's health bar barely moved.
No, I guess not. Yeah, it's more like, okay.
Yeah, that was an interesting call from Sengoku, and to me, it feels a little bit desperate. I had said, just sit back and wait a little bit. Paz burning that TP there accomplishes nothing, pretty much, except, giving his team some moral support. You could have pushed top instead, got a plate. You are, after all, an R. You do quite a bit of damage onto turrets if left alone there. Instead, doesn't get anything, and Ebby now has the TP advantage as well on a bot side turret, which is living on a hope and a prayer here. There's potential for DFM to try and bait out, call down that TP, and make a bigger play happen, especially as 40 seconds still unleash teleports.
Exactly, yeah, we are seeing down goes that tier 1 first turret, gonna be taken off the map here. NT needs to just dip on out of there. Was in a bit of a tight spot, but he's a tanky boy, he'll be all right. Harp and Steel just doing Harp and Steel things, just looking around the map, seeing if they can find any kind of mistake being made positioning-wise to just capitalize that we've been seeing them do over and over again. And look at that RMC Utapon has that Kraken Slayer. Now he's got the Berserker Greaves. That's always that moment, right? Whenever we see the Sivir, that's when they start coming online.
That's when they're gonna hurt, and just in time for Herald as well there, as Utapon did take down that first turret in the bot lane. Sengoku, I still don't think this is the right one to fight here. You might have to seat that Herald, but if they do, they're going to lose another turret. Top side will go down to a Herald charge here, and mid lane as well. They can just group up and brute force that with Herald in their pocket, and even if they don't take that mid side turret here, it'll be solo that DFM can set up dives in the future.
Yeah, definitely a gold per player you can see as well, reflecting all that gold that's been put into Utapon. Surprising though, Vital actually still holding his own pretty well gold-wise, even though he is 0-2. It's just been farming well, and now we see, as we expected, right, Sengoku are going to go ahead and just look to absolutely brute force this Herald here. Steel, he's on to his mischief. He's up to no good. He's looking for some kind of opportunity. Doesn't have his clone available at the moment, but he's going to need it regardless. It's getting lower and lower. It's going to be a smite fight. I'm pretty sure it's getting lower, and he steals it again. This guy is a menace on the rift. No objective is safe. Neither are your health bars. Once goes down, eats the dirt. Next up is going to be most likely Paz. He goes down as well. Jet eats the dirt as well. NT's looking to be the next snack on the list. Vital's vital signs are going to be 0, and NT is the last standing, about to eat the dirt. Goodbye, good night. Can they finish the job so I can make the call? There we go. That's going to be the ace for DFM.
I'm halfway across the world, Echo, and I can hear the DFM cheers. I mean, they're just so clean. Oh, ace, a Herald. What more could you possibly ask for? Oh, yeah, turret. That's what we could ask for. Why not here? And once it comes back out, like, what are you going to do once Binding lands? He might just gonna kill him.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I don't even have anything to say. Like, just keep going, RMC. Like,
yeah, you're gonna get 2 turns. What are you doing, Jet?
Yeah, honestly, I'd rage quit too. If I had to go up against her, I'd DC too. Oh
you know
my
what?
god.
It has to be, Jet's monitor turned off, his mouse disconnected. Something happened there because he just ran face first into a dark binding. We just saw once try and 1v3. It did not end well for him. Jet's even squishier. You know what? Echo, it's a perfect, one of those moments like where it's just like, oh, you're probably wondering how I got here as we see Jet get into that. And I'm hoping he still has out. If he has out, maybe he gets out. If he has no out, he's dead. You know what?
He's dead.
Echo, do you think he's going to die before he gets out of Dark Binding?
I think he will. I think he's gonna get absolutely bursted. Like, there's no hope for my boy. I know he's spam clicking R right now. He's like, please let me go back. You're only going to the gray screen. I hate to say it. I think that's where he's going.
Okay, so you heard it here. Echo KO thinks Echo not okay. And we're going to hop right back into the replay here. I mean, what is it? Like, that's the second steal has had this game. And the moment that happens, you can tell that Sengoku are completely busted. Like, they hard committed to that in a situation where we already said they're unlikely to win the team fight. So they end up losing so much for it, and they get absolutely nothing.
Yeah. The CC in the world coming through as well. They run down every single member. Vital goes down, and with Anti being the last one standing, that cow can't run fast enough. Gets turned into ground beef as well. I mean, they gave him pretty much. They made him believe he was gonna get out of it, and Harp just hits him with a goodbye, get bound.
Yeah, rough Echo. And frankly, and I'm looking at Sengoku right now, I'm not sure how you come back into this from this position here. It is extremely incredibly rough, and this is why DFM have represented the LJL back to back right now. When they find a lead, they just do not give you any room to play, and they're so good at manufacturing that lead. I want to recall back to the first blood here, Echo. It was it was Steel, pardon me, level 2 ganking the bot lane here, and we joke that Harp's been missing like most of the bindings, is less than 50% hit
I think
rate.
he heard us.
Yeah, but hey, that first one was really all that mattered. It set up the bot lane, and we've seen Yusupon Harp push that advantage. You knew that top side was going to be fine with Ebby, and now they're starting to snowball that into the mid lane as well, right? We're seeing Jet being punished here. Jet's doing a great job not dying more than he has, but Jet was supposed to be that comeback condition, and now that DFM can focus him down, what comeback condition does Sengoku have?
Yeah, it's tricky to do, right? Because we saw over and over, you've got just 3 members of DFM in this mid lane looking to punish Jet if he even takes like one step past that midway point, and it's just nothing that he can do. And it's so nice because it feels like they just have perfect target acquisition, right? They realize, okay,
yes,
bot lane's done. What's next? Mid lane. They're going to try and make something happen there, shut them down, move on. Who's next? And right now, it's not looking like anyone's next up.
Yeah. And, Echo, target acquisition, I love that term. Earlier today, we heard Oak talking about his word for the day kind of was cohesion, right? Exactly. But he was talking compositionally. This time it's teamwork cohesion, because Detonation Focus Me are moving like a hive mind. Like you said, they decide a target, that target goes down. And not only did they decide on one target and the target goes down, but even in that Herald fight, what I absolutely adored was the way they actually split up the fight, right? Like, it was, okay, you know what, we've got 3 people onto once here. Vital just needs one person. Ebby, you go handle him, and they didn't overcommit too many people to one resource, and that's what allowed them to clean up so efficiently after that particular fight. And it's the reason why every mid-game, Echo, it doesn't matter how far down Detonation Focus Me are, it's always like, okay, we're just waiting for the other shoe to drop. They're coming back in, right? DFM are sure to win this. They just need to come back in. So when are they going to do it? And it's that teamwork that makes them feel so invincible come mid-game.
Yeah, and I mean, so far, so we're talking about on the desk, we talked about in cast. Right now, this game is just following typical DFM versus Sengoku suit, right? It's, I think this time around, right now, we can say it's a bit of a stomp at the moment. We were holding back a little bit before it. Right now, it's looking stomptastic. I'm not gonna lie, it's looking a little rough for Sengoku.
Stomptastic. I love that, Echo. That's a term we gotta employ more here. And we were talking a little bit off the desk about how we were thinking. V3. Again, this is a bit of an aside, but I swear it comes back into things. We were talking about how it'd be hilarious if V3's only win actually came on day 21 against CGA. That'd been funny, though they did manage to pick up their first win against Axis again. Congratulations to them. Now, something else interesting about day 21 is that is when Sengoku is going to be facing Softband Hawks. And if they lose today, Sengoku, they're actually tied with the Hawks. And that means day 21 might be the tiebreak for the Juggernaut match. it might not be Detonation Focus
Lord.
Me versus Sengoku as a juggernaut. It could be the SoftBank Hawks versus Detonation Focus Me. And a lot of it comes down to Sengoku, because at the rate we're going today, it's looking like a kind of one and done deal for Detonation Focus Me. The only question is how clean can they close it out?
Yeah, and that also it kind of makes you worry a little bit for Sengoku, because that's the team as well that they took their second L. The only other loss that they took besides DFM was the Hawks, and so having to face them again, and after such a well, it's not a crushing defeat yet, but if they do end up losing this game, going back to back like that, it's gonna be worrisome. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and if Detonation Focus Me, well, Detonation Focus Me have already locked a juggernaut match for sure. The only question is kind of seeding at this point here. If Detonation Focus Me win today, they're kind of in the clear for the most part. Even if they lose to SoftBank Hawks later on, they're still going to be that first seed. And we've already seen that DFM are starting to play a little bit fast and loose with some of their gameplay. I believe it was just on day 15 against V3 that they kind of picked a more for fun comp and played a little bit looser, gave up a couple of kills. I mean, we were talking about the fact that every time Yaharong dies, it's a big deal because he doesn't die. He's died to V3 both times now. And part of that's also because I think he's playing a bit looser there. So if anything, Detonation Focus Me, pardon me, can start experimenting with their compositions, look forward to just playoffs and practicing comps for that.
Yeah, definitely. Overall, right, even right now, they can they can't play loose just yet, but it's getting to a point where they can start chillaxing a little bit. And I mean, it really just begs the question now: who's next up for Sengoku? Right? Is there who's their final hope? Right? They need some kind of hero right now. Like I'm hard pressed to say that it's gonna be Paz, because I don't think he's in a good position now. He's the thinking hands are coming out. Something's cooking in that mind of yours, RMC. Let me hear it. That's why they got the break right now. Just trying to imagine. It's like he just like swoops in. You just see all of a sudden the account name just changes from Vital Honey's here, and then they just turn this thing around because they need someone to get it done for him right now. I mean, I feel like maybe Jet, if they can put them in some kind of a good position, maybe Jet can make something happen, because they have a lot of good tools at their disposal. I feel like Sengoku, it's not like, they're up the creek with absolutely no paddle. They definitely have tools to make something happen. RBC?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's back. I thought you got hit with the harp cue as well. I was getting worried, man.
Yeah, I've been dodging harp cues all game long, but he's hitting the ones that matter there. So yeah, my mic was having some issues. Had to just quickly reload there. Thanks for Middle Call for notifying us on that one. Yeah. So you know what, Echo? Up to now, we still kind of don't know what's going on here with the connections and whatnot. Yeah, so we're left here as well. If anybody in the chat happens to know what's going on, would love to be updated, because this has run longer than the other pause did. I think we had one earlier. Was it Burning Core CGA or
I think it was
Hawks RJ?
CGA.
Yeah, it was Burning Core CGA. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you know what? Just building up anticipation. It's like we're waiting to get in. I'm still waiting for the payoff to see if Jet's gonna die or not. That's the main thing I'm looking forward to now. Like, not even the game. I just want to know if I'm right or not, honestly.
Yeah, I actually forgot that we had that freeze frame moment of Jet going there. I wonder if actually maybe, we were joking about like, oh, does he have chrono break, to be able to get out of that, right? I wonder if they're actually going to chrono break the game itself if something happened, because if it's been this long, like usually there's like a pretty big issue that has happened there. Either that or somebody's like internet completely wiped out. Yeah,
it's possible, but there's only one really way to find out. Let's just see what's going down. So I think we'll throw it to a quick break, and then when we're back, we'll get back onto the Rift and see what the hell's going down here. Don't go anywhere.